flagrant elbow. To start off the day, we got, thinking about it, the Bleacher Report came out. And Summer League winners and losers gave the winner crown to Keegan Murray. He deserves it. Well-rounded. I think he did real good in the Summer League. We had a chance, a lot of talk was about if the Pistons were going to take him. I'm sure they would have if Jaden Ivey wasn't available. But we needed a player like Jaden Ivey, so I'm very comfortable with the pick. Keegan Murray is would have been a nice addition as well, but I'm happier with Jaden Ivey to run that backcourt with Cade Cunningham. So no sad feelings there. That's fine. And he deserved it. He played hard in the Summer League. Well-rounded game. I'm happy for him. So he's the MVP, and according to Bleacher Report, they call him the winner. The loser for the Summer League is the Pistons' Killian Hayes. Now, this coming from Bleacher Report. I expect people that's in my comments complaining about how I feel about Killian Hayes. I hope you guys are using and sending that same energy to the Bleacher Report. And everybody else that complains about Killian Hayes, who's not, and anyone that's not necessarily a fan of his. I'm not a fan of Killian. When we first got him, I couldn't understand why we were getting him. Played in France, that's fine. But the NBA game is a lot different than European basketball. It's a lot different when you go play ball overseas and you come to the NBA to play basketball. It's a lot different. Everybody can't make that change and that transition to the NBA game to be successful here. A few players can. One of them was the MVP last year. Then you got Luka. So you do have some players that can play overseas and come here and play well and do exceptionally well. And then you have your players that can't. And to me, I never seen anything in Killian that shows that he has the potential to be worthy of that number 7 pick. I just didn't. And I stand by that. And if he develops it, then fine. I stand by that then. But I just didn't see it. He has this season to really win himself over, not only with me, but Pistons front office, fans that feel the same way that I do. And I like Killian as a person. It's not an emotional feeling that I have or decision that I'm making as far as what I think or see from Killian. It's not emotional. Take your emotions out of it and don't get so caught up in that part. But as far as what I feel we need for the team, I don't see that in him. And I don't see him as having the ability to necessarily develop it. Some things you can teach somebody, but some things they have to have it on their own in the first place. Everybody that puts on boxing gloves is not going to be a good boxer. Everybody that wears Jordans and a Michael Jordan jersey to the basketball court won't necessarily be able to play basketball. So it's a lot more to it than just dribbling the basketball and working out and looking good working out. When it comes to playing against NBA talent, you got to be able to make that transition to where you can have success. NBA talent is a lot different. So according to the Bleacher Report, they called him a loser, and I hate it because it lowers his stock. Even if we wanted to try to trade him, it makes it difficult to do that. But someone may see some potential in him, like some of the people that comment, and I respect your views. And someone may want to take a chance on him if the Pistons decide to move on. But as of right now, they haven't. And I don't think starting the season they will. I think they're going to go ahead and give him another shot to try to prove himself. So he has some time to do that. And that's all I'm going to give to that story right there. Another thing that was interesting was a picture from @GoBlueDetroit on Twitter. Only one player in NBA history has a winning record against Jordan, LeBron, and Kobe. And that's Chauncey Billups. And I liked Chauncey when he was in Detroit, Mr. Big Shot. I like Chauncey, man. Him and Rip, that was a nice backcourt. And smooth. He was real smooth. That was his nickname. So I liked him when he was in Detroit. And it's just interesting that he has a winning record against those guys. Now, is he better than them one-on-one? No, he's not. He's not better than them one-on-one. We don't have to comment about that. I'm not saying that. But just to have a winning record. Anytime you get good news about your team that you're rooting for as a fan, it makes you feel good. So you kind of lean towards that. And you like to hear feel-good stories when it comes to your team. No one likes to hear sad things or bad things, or either someone trying to. Now you do have to be real. I understand that. You have to be understanding of what's really going on. You can't be so optimistic that you're blind. But everybody don't want to hear that all the time. So here's another. Keith Langlis on Twitter put out that Portland went 4-1. They won the Summer League Championship and beat the Knicks on Sunday to win the Summer League Championship. Portland's only loss came to the Pistons, who were 2-0 with Jaden Ivey, Isaiah Stewart, and Isaiah Livers in the lineup. Also in Jalen Duren, don't forget him. But Portland couldn't beat the Pistons. Now this is just Summer League. We don't want to get too involved in thinking that necessarily means more than it does, but it still is nice to know. It's one of them feel-good stories, and that's what we're all about today. Another one is a picture of a lineup from the league, and looking at these 10 players they have on there, this is a nice squad. And us as Piston fans know that because we watch every Piston game. People that's not Piston fans that don't watch every game, they don't know what we're talking about and why we're so happy and excited. But we watch every game. That's why some of us weren't sad to see Jeremy Grant go. We watched every game. And I like Jeremy. Jeremy will get you 20 points. I think he was averaging 24, I believe. But you would watch him. And, just he took time. It just didn't. He was a ball hog. And he did start after the All-Star break. Let me correct myself. He did start giving up that ball a lot more and playing more of a role. But I'm telling you, when Cade was out, Pistons was losing. When Jeremy was out and Cade was playing, the Pistons would win. So I still like, I wasn't too hurt that we traded Jeremy Grant. And then look at what we got for him. Ended up with Jalen Duren, a nice prospect. So they got for the starting lineup, Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Sadiq Bey, Marvin Bagley, and Isaiah Stewart. That's not bad for a starting lineup. A lot of youth there. A lot of youth. Coming off the bench, they got Killian. I like Killian's solid. He got to get it together though. But they got Killian coming off the bench. Hamidou Diallo, Alec Burks, buckets. He used to destroy the Pistons. Not destroy him like that, but he played. Whenever he played against the Pistons, he was a Piston killer. Kelly Olynyk at the 4, and then Jalen Duren at the 5. So you still got Nerlens Noel, and you got an X factor who I feel is an X factor too that they don't even have on here in these 10 players. But you still got Nerlens Noel, and you also who I feel is an X factor is Isaiah Livers. I like Isaiah Livers. I think in that Summer League, it's just Summer League, but he showed a lot. And I liked him. I liked him last season when he would come in. I think 2 games he dropped 4 threes in limited minutes. But I like Isaiah Livers a lot. Nice frame, 6'7", mature, 23 years old. And he comes in there and he plays defense. And he gets you some buckets. He's smart. He's a smart player. So I like Isaiah Livers. They don't have him here, but man, you still got people that aren't even listed in this top 10 or in these starting players and the bench players. Now this is by the league, but you got these players here, and they don't have Isaiah Livers and Nerlens Noel, who will be a nice role player center coming off the bench. But it's still nice to know that you got 2 players left. So anyway, that's a few things I wanted to share. Some good news about that. Some good things about the Pistons as far as some facts about Chauncey Billups. and also the starting lineup that we have there, and also Portland beating the Knicks for the championship, but were unable to beat Portland. They only had one loss in the summer league, and that was against the Pistons when Jaden Ivey was in the game, and Isaiah Stewart, Livers, Jalen Duren. So just something to share, some feel-good stories about the Pistons. That's all I got. And we got a long summer break, but it'll go by fast, hopefully. We'll try to keep some content coming in to help the time go by fast. So anyway, with that being said, everyone enjoy your day and stay safe.